That's the most horrible thing you can do, the power and control of it, the stealing the innocence of a child and the horrible victimizations they went through with these monsters.
America, we just got some details on what might be one of the most horrific trafficking cases in recent memory. 7 people have been arrested in Alabama for operating a child X trafficking ring out of an underground bunker. We're talking about children as young as 3 years old being drugged and abused by paying customers who generated up to $1,000 per night for these monsters. But here's the part that's going to make you sick. Some of the suspects are the children's own parents.
I've been in law enforcement for 33 years. And this is absolutely the most horrible thing I've ever seen when it comes to victimization of children.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm going to be straight with you here. This story is going to test your faith on humanity. But these are the monsters that we need to know about. And frankly, these folks need to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Wood chipper anybody? Let me break down what authorities discovered in Bibb County, Alabama. This wasn't some random crime. This was an organized criminal operation that had been running for at least 2 years.
Well, a total of 7 people are now in custody in connection to a child trafficking case involving an underground bunker in Bibb County.
10 children so far have been identified, the youngest just 3 years old, the oldest 15. Most of them are under the age of 10, and investigators fear there are more victims and suspects still unaccounted for.
The sheriff released photos from inside the bunker, and I'm telling you, it looks something straight out of a horror movie. What was supposed to be a storm shelter became a den of horrors for innocent children.
Inside the storm shelter, there were chairs and beds and things of that nature, and the children were drugged by Mr. Trejo and tied to the bed and to the chair and to a pole. And then people would come and pay money to have sex with these children.
This operation was making some serious money. We're talking about up to $1,000 a night from a customer who paid to abuse children. This wasn't just abuse. This was criminal child trafficking on American soil.
Wade tells us the suspect's main source of income was sex trafficking, and the children were used to make up to $1,000 in one night.
Now let's talk about these 7 pieces of human garbage who are sitting in jail right now. The ringleader appears to be Trejo-Velazquez, who was charged with multiple counts of human trafficking. The 6 other suspects, Chase McElroy, Dalton Terrell, Timothy St. John, Rebecca Brewer, Ricky Terrell, and Sarah Terrell are now facing charges, including rape, sodomy, torture, human trafficking, kidnapping, and even bestiality. Speaking of protecting children, let me tell y'all about something every parent needs to understand. While we're exposing these monsters who prey on children in the real world, there are just as many predators hunting kids online. Your children's internet activity, their location data, and even their personal information. It's all being tracked and potentially accessed by people you don't want anywhere near your family. That is exactly why I use CyberGhost VPN to protect my digital privacy. And here's why every parent watching this needs to do the same. Look, these predators use the internet to find and target children. They track kids online, monitor their social media, and use their personal data to build profiles for potentially grooming. When your child goes online without protection, they're basically broadcasting their location and activity to anyone who wants to see it. CyberGhost VPN encrypts 100% of your family's internet traffic through secure servers in over 100 countries. This means predators, hackers, and even data brokers can't see what your kids are doing online, where they're located, or what personal information they're sharing. With over 38 million users worldwide and a near perfect score on Trustpilot, CyberGhost isn't just protecting your privacy, it's protecting your child's safety. One subscription covers up to 7 devices, so you can secure your kids' phones, tablets, laptops, and gaming systems all at once. Right now, CyberGhost is offering my audience the best deal ever. Just $2.19 a month plus 4 months free. That's 83% off with a 45-day money-back guarantee. As parents, you lock your doors, you teach your kids about stranger danger, but you let them go online completely exposed. In a world where predators are using technology to target children, protecting your family's digital footprint isn't optional. It's essential. The link is in the description down below. Protect your kids online. Now back to these monsters and the charges that they're facing.
Timothy St. John was taken into custody today. He's facing 15 charges, including sodomy, human trafficking, kidnapping, bestiality, and cruelty to animals.
Here's what's going to make you absolutely sick. Many of these victims were children of the accused. We're talking about parents who were selling their own children to strangers for money.
Sometimes they could make up to $1,000 a night.
And some of the people who were supposed to protect them were the ones handing them over.
Some of these people are acquaintances, some of them are family.
And it gets even worse. Law enforcement believes this operation was connected to organized crime. Specifically, they think Andres Trejo-Velazquez was tied to a gang called Soneros that profits off of child exploitation.
Law enforcement believe this wasn't just a local crime. It was part of an organized human trafficking network, possibly linked to a violent gang. One suspect, Andres Trejo-Velazquez, is believed to have connections to a gang called Serenos.
And get this, his legal status in the United States is now under investigation. So we potentially have an illegal alien running a child trafficking operation in American soil.
His legal status in the U.S. is now under investigation.
Wherever this guy come from, we don't know what he left in his.
Where have we heard this story before? The sheriff put it perfectly when he said this: how many other children are being victimized by criminal networks that our former government failed to stop? And here's what might make you even more angrier. A former teacher says he raised red flags about these children nearly a year before the case surfaced, and nothing was done.
A former teacher now says she raised red flags about one of those children nearly a year before the case surfaced.
I just feel like it should have been looked into more.
This teacher reported the child's conditions multiple times to school administrators, multiple times. And what happened? Nothing. The system failed these children completely.
She was in my class and she was just very delayed developmentally. And, you know, there could be billions of reasons, but now with all this coming out, it's kind of like that's probably why.
The teacher says school staff reported the child's condition more than once to school administrators.
It was multiple times. No, it never really got better.
Law enforcement says this case wasn't even referred to them by DHR until February 2025. The good news is that under Alabama law, anyone convicted of crimes against children 6 years or younger face mandatory life prison sentences without the possibility of parole. These monsters will never see the light again if they're convicted. The community is rightfully outraged. One resident said, "We're all thinking, I wish they would let them out and let Bibb County citizens take care of them."
I would probably have to have therapy myself, or I might be wearing orange in Bibb County jail. I wish they would let them out and let Bibb County citizens take care of them.
And here's something that gives me a little bit of satisfaction. These suspects are going to have a real tough time in prison. I know for a fact that inmates don't take kindly to people who hurt children.
No child deserves this. That's the most horrible thing you can do, the power and control of it, the stealing the innocence of a child and the horrible victimizations they went through with these monsters.
America, this case out of Alabama represents everything wrong with our former failed system. We have criminal networks possibly involving illegal aliens operating child trafficking rings on American soil. We have teachers and school officers who see the warning signs, but the bureaucrats did nothing. And we have parents who are selling their own children to strangers for money. The sheriff said it best: if there is a limit to God's forgiveness, we have reached it. These 7 suspects represent the absolute worst of humanity, and they deserve everything that's coming to them. But here's what we need to remember. This operation was discovered and shut down. These children are now safe, and these monsters are going to spend the rest of their lives in prison, where they'll get a taste of what real justice looks like from their fellow inmates. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities expect more arrests and more victims to be identified. I'll keep following this story to make sure that these predators face the full consequences of their actions. Real quick before you leave, that CyberGhost VPN deal is about protecting your children online. While we're catching these monsters in Alabama, there are predators hunting kids online every single day. 38 million users trust CyberGhost to keep their families safe online, and right now it's just $2.19 a month. If you have a child that uses the internet, click the link in the description down below. Their safety is worth more than a cup of coffee. This story was really tough to cover, but these are stories that we need to tell. Evil exists, but so does justice. And in Alabama, justice is about to be served. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.